Good afternoon. I'll call to order the Knox County zoning meeting for Monday, May 11th at 5 o'clock. Madam Clerk, if you will call the roll.
Commissioner Rawls, Commissioner Darrett. Here, do we not need to do the electronic?
Oh, yeah, we are. Sorry, I was still on.
No worries.
Optional review.
So do you want me to continue or just let them mark themselves?
No, just let them mark themselves.
Okay.
10 members are present. Commissioner Rawls is absent from the meeting.
Thank you. Amendments to the agenda, 0 additions, 2 withdrawals, and yeah, that would help too. I'm just skipping it all today. All right, we need to actually give the Pledge of Allegiance to another commissioner because that was for Commissioner Rawls. So Commissioner Hill, will you give the pledge, please?
Please stand. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now we're on to the amendments. Amendments to the agenda, 0 additions, number 2 withdrawn, and 0 deferrals. Do I have any discussion? Seeing none, I have a motion for Commissioner Hill and a second for Commissioner.
Didn't we
You
have
gotta hit your
another?
button, buddy.
All right, I'm getting there. Relax. Didn't we have another withdrawal just come in?
Oh, number 14, I'm sorry. I didn't write that down on this paper.
Thank you.
Sorry, thank you. Withdrawals number 2 and number 14. All right, any discussion? Seeing none, we've got a motion made by Commissioner Hill and a second by Commissioner Thompson. Commissioner Durant? Commissioner,
Hold on. Is number 14 a withdrawal or just a deferral?
a deferral. Sorry about that. That's deferred to June. I didn't put all this on one paper, so I'm going back and forth. All right, so no further discussion. I've got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Thompson, and voting is open. And you may change your votes. Voting is closed, and that passed 10-0. All right, approval of minutes. Any discussion? Seeing none, Commissioner Jackson makes a motion, Commissioner Durrett seconds it. Open voting, please. Any voting changed? And voting is closed, and that passed 10-0. All right, I will now turn this over to Director Moyers to swear in the applicants.
All right, if you're here to speak to this committee on any item on the agenda, either for or against, if you plan to speak tonight, please stand and raise your right hand. All right, got everybody? All right. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And be seated, please.
Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Item number 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Public forum, agenda items only. We don't have to do that.
And those will be during the agenda items.
Okay, now, item number 1 is 12-D-25-RZ. It's a request of Carla Gorley for rezoning from A agricultural to RA low-density residential. The property is located at 7120 Ball Camp Pike, parcel ID 092-048 in the 3rd Commission District.
Thank you. Is Ms. Gorley present? All right, I will put this at the end of the agenda. Next item, please.
Item number 3 is 4-U-26-RZ, request of Natalia and Fremenko for rezoning from A agricultural to RA low-density residential. Property is located at 768 South Gallagher View Road, parcel ID 133-01801 in the 4th Commission District.
Oh, yeah. Is the applicant present? All right. We do have opposition. We do have opposition, so if, I don't have opposition on that. This is. Is it not? No, this is for you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right, we're going to move that to the end of the agenda. So next item, please.
Item number 4 is 4-T-26-RZ is the request of Josh Hahn for rezoning from A agricultural to RA low-density residential. The property is located at 510 Loop Road, parcel ID 143059 in the 5th Commission District.
Thank you. Is the applicant present? Hi, if you'll give your name and county of residence, please.
My name is Josh Hahn. I'm a resident of Jefferson County, but I'm here as the project manager and representative of the client and the owner.
Okay. We don't have anyone signed up in opposition. No one's here to speak. Director Brooks?
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the RA low-density residential zone because it's consistent with the Knox County Comprehensive Plan and surrounding area.
Thank you. Would you like to speak to your project? Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure, it's fairly straightforward. It's currently zoned agricultural. There's a house on it. The client wants to, it's in the growth plan for that to become residential. Seems like from the information I got, even as soon as this year. So we just kind of wanted to speed up the process. The clients want to build approximately 3 more single-family homes on there, and it's actually for a family compound. So they're gonna, him and his family are gonna try to live on the property together, and we just feel the property fits the use that they are after. We spoke with Ms. Russell previously. She seems to be in support of bringing in single-family to her district. Planning seemed in support. We have an engineer on contract to bring in utilities to the property and anything else that obviously the city, county may require or request.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Seeing none, Commissioner Russell?
Thank you, Chair Oster. Yes, I have spoke with Mr. Hahn prior to today and actually just was able to meet him in person just now. This seems exactly what this property should be used for, single-family homes, the American dream. So I know there are a couple of items with the road that will have to be dealt with, I guess, during the site plan because it is by a easement. But other than that, I'm ready to make a motion that we approve it.
Got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Russell, second by Commissioner Lee. Open voting, please. Voting is closed. And that passed 10-0. Best of luck with your project.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Next item, please.
So item number 5 is 4-R-26-RZ. It's a request of Ralph Smith, PLS, for rezoning from A agricultural to RA low-density residential. The property is located at 4701 Messer Lane, parcel ID 078108 in the 6th Commission District.
Thank you. Is the applicant present? All right, we will move that one to the end of the agenda. Next item, please.
Item number 6 is 4-Q-26-RZ. It's a request of Taylor D. Forster for rezoning from BP Business and Technology Park, TO Technology Overlay, to PC Plan Commercial, TO Technology Overlay. The property is located at 0 Award-Winning Way, parcel ID 103MB00101 in the 6th Commission District.
Thank you. The applicant present?
Present.
Give your name and county residence, please.
Taylor Forster, 1111 North Shore Drive, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37919.
Thank you. And we had no one sign up in opposition. No one is here. Director Brooks.
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the PC Plan Commercial Zone because it's consistent with the Knox County Comprehensive Plan and surrounding area. The TO Technology Overlay Zone will be retained.
Thank you. Mr. Forrester, would you like to speak to your project?
Sure. This property currently has a split zone between BP and OB, primarily, mostly the BP zoning designation. As noted in the staff report, it satisfies the conditions that are required under our zoning ordinance for rezoning. The main basis for the rezoning or need for the rezoning is kind of the differences or distinctions in the BP zoning ordinance. There's a very lengthy list of permitted uses. Those uses primarily deal with manufacturing, industrial type uses, and they cite to the standard industrial classification code. Dealt with the BP zoning ordinance in the past, and getting interpretations of what some of those uses, those permitted uses are, and what their intent is as related to the use and what's allowed, what's not allowed, has been challenging and created some confusion. But with this proposal, Plan Commercial requires a development plan approval, so we'll have to come back with site plan and related plans to the Planning Commission for that approval. The client is ultimately wanting to create a development that allows certain types of flex space, whether it's office or if somebody wanted to have whether a dance studio or something along those lines, just to create kind of similar sized units that are open to a variety of uses that would be contemplated or permitted under the PC zoning ordinance. And it's been part of a condominium regime, and this is the only parcel of that condominium regime that's never been developed.
Great, thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll turn this over to Commissioner Hill.
Thank you. Mr. Forrester and I have talked. I'm very familiar with the property and have no issues with this rezoning at all. So I'd like to propose a motion that we accept as presented by Planning Commission.
Thank you. We've got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Jay. Voting is open. Commissioner Fox? Voting is open. You may change your vote. Voting is closed, and that passed 10-0. Best of luck with your project. Next item, please.
Item number 7 is 4-M-26-RZ. It's a request of CPR for rezoning from A agricultural to PR Plan residential, up to 5.1 dwelling units per acre. The property is located at 2910, 2916, and 2920 East Emory Road. Parcel ID 038, 035, 036, 03601 in the 7th Commission District.
Thank you. Applicant present?
Yes, ma'am. Robert Campbell, 7523 Taggart Lane, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Thank you. We don't have anyone signed up in opposition, and no one is here, so Director Brooks?
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the PR Plan Residential Zone up to 5.1 dwelling units per acre because it's consistent with the Knox County Comprehensive Plan and the surrounding area.
Thank you. Mr. Campbell, would you like to speak to your project?
Sure. This 3 parcels that we're combining, it's a little over right at 2 acres, and going to put single-family homes on here. And Commissioner Lee, I think you're familiar with what we did on Cunningham Road. Pretty much the same thing, a little bit larger brick homes there. So that's our plan to again have, and it's right on Emory Road. So we got a 5-lane road, water, sewer, and all that's available.
Awesome. Thank you. Commissioner Russell?
Thank you, Chair Oster. I was just curious why 5.1 instead of 5, just simply because at 5, it would have given you a little over 10, and at 5.1, it's just giving you 10.6, so it's still 10. I was just,
So this has been one of my...
the math interested me.
If you don't mind, I'm sorry. One of my huge beefs with the entire thing with density before, depending on exactly what the acreage is when we survey it, because we don't know. We think it's right at 2 acres, but we don't do a survey. So if we turn the plat in at 1.95 acres, and that's what it surveys out to, and I turn in 5, I've lost a unit, and because that's less than 10. So I'm thinking it's right at 2 acres, but I don't know that to be 100% accurate. So the 0.1 If it's a little bit under, gives me, I'm at 10 units, which is what we're trying to build out there. And, it's one of the things, again, when we do this rezoning, we're doing it based on what the GIS says. And the GIS may be off an acre or 2 acres or something. And I would prefer us come up here and say, we're going to do 26 lots or something and approve it. And Director Brooks and I've had this conversation many, many times, and I don't know that she agrees with me, but whatever.
Thank you. Commissioner Hill? You didn't mean to have it on? Okay. Commissioner Russell?
Thank you, ma'am. Madam Chair, currently, with the process that we're going through with the new UDO, if it's 5 and under, we're typically putting it in the NR1 zone, correct? And if it's over 5, we're putting it in the NR2 zone? So that could make a difference in, or that seems to, from what I have seen, that seems to be the path, kind of the path that I have seen that we've used, at least in my district, how we're doing it. I'm just curious, because that would give a lot more dense options if it goes to the 2 instead of the 1, if that is the cutoff.
Yeah, we are still working on the map, so I hesitate to say that's exactly how it'll end up once you all review a final map. But again, remember, this body has the final say on the map.
But I mean,
itself.
that's how it's generally being viewed at this point, or what has been submitted.
Plan residential zones are typically being looked at it as either NR1 or NR2, whether or not, when they're, I think we're looking most closely at the ones that are already built out and determining that NR1 versus NR2.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? If not, I'll put it over to Commissioner Hill. Lee, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you tell me, or is it single-family homes you're wanting to put on there?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's similar to what other project are you referring to?
Vincent's Landing, I believe we, over off of Cunningham Road. I'm trying to think exactly where, but we met out there, and I don't know if you've been by there in a while.
Where that curve? Where that
Past,
curve
no,
was on?
there's a straight, it goes, there's the townhomes beside it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And what would be the advantages to having the 5.1 as opposed to 5?
Right, it's just, again, if the acreage is, if I go survey it and the acreage is 1.95, I lose a lot at 2.0. If it's 1.95 and that's at 5.1, I think the math comes out to 10. And we're trying to get, there's an existing home on it, so we're trying to do 9 new lots and keep the existing home.
You are going to keep the existing
Well,
home?
we're trying to. There's some debate on exactly how viable it is to keep it right now, but it would be 10 lots total.
Okay. Okay. I will make a motion to approve this planned residential up to the 5.1 dwelling units per acre because it's consistent with the Knox County Comprehensive Plan.
I had a motion on the floor by Commissioner Lee, second by Commissioner Jay. Open voting, please. Close voting. That passed with 8 yeses, 2 nos, is Russell and Fox. Mr. Campbell, best of luck with your project.
Thank you all very much, and maybe we can issue those blankets that Commissioner Lee has next time. It's freezing in here. Thank you all.
Next item, please.
Item number 8 is 4-V-26-RZ. It's a request of Benjamin C. Mullins for rezoning from PC Planned Commercial to CA General Business. The property is located at 6612 Clinton Highway, parcel ID 067LB011 in the 7th Commission District.
Thank you. Applicant present?
Yes, Jamie Minahan. Obviously, I'm not Mr. Mullins. He sent me in his stead. 550 West Main, Suite 500, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Awesome, thank you.
37902.
I don't have anyone signed up for opposition. No one's in the audience. Director Brooks?
Commission recommends that County Commission approve the CA General Business Zone because of changing conditions and compatibility with the adjacent development.
Thank you. Would you mind to pull the microphone down just a little? There you go.
Absolutely.
All right, would you like to speak to your project?
Sure. I don't think that this is going to be terribly controversial. This is already a business property located on the corner of Clinton Highway and Callahan Drive. Both are major arterials. It is surrounded currently by either general business zoned plots or commercial highway plots. So really what this is going to do is just put this subject property more in line with its surrounding property and in line with the plan, the overall comprehensive plan.
Perfect, thank you. Do we have any questions? Commissioner Fox?
Thank you, Madam Chair. What is currently sitting on that parcel?
Yeah, it's currently a restaurant. It's a buffet restaurant. Right now, there are no plans to change it, but part of the reason we would want to change that is because it is a much smaller lot and it has that 50-foot setback. So it does make it a little bit more difficult if there were going to be a change in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Seeing no further questions, turned over to Commissioner Lee.
What business are you talking about, the buffet?
It's I'm trying to remember the name of the business. Thank you.
The what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a Lowe's behind it,
Okay,
a tire
okay.
shop right next to
Okay.
it, Verizon store.
I'm going to make a motion to approve the general business zone because it is consistent with the conditions and the compatibility of the development.
Thank you. I've got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Lee, second by Commissioner Russell. Open voting, please. It's resetting. Commissioner Hill, we can put it in for you. Is that a yes? Yes. Okay. Awesome. Does anybody wish to change their vote? And voting is closed. And that passed 10-0. Best of luck with your project.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Item number 9 is 4-F-26-RZ. It's a request of Billy R. Hensley for rezoning from A agricultural to RA low-density residential. The property is located at 8616 and 8618 Mascot Road, parcel ID 051DB016 in the 8th Commission District.
Thank you. Is Mr. Hensley? Hi, Mr. Hensley, if you'll come down to the microphone and give your name and county of residence, please.
Billy Hensley.
Thank you. And Knox County?
Yes,
Okay,
Knoxville.
all right. Nobody signed up here in opposition. No one's here. Director Brooks?
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the RA low-density residential zone because it's consistent with the Knox County Comprehensive Plan and surrounding development.
Perfect. Mr. Hensley, would you like to tell us a little bit about your project?
Okay, the property now, it's got two houses, one on each side. In the middle, there's a lot. And back years ago when I bought the property, I sold one house to this lady and financed it for her. She's got that lot and house paid for now, and I went down to make her a deed, and they told me that I couldn't make her a deed because all that property is on one deed. But I've got a house here, a vacant lot here, and a house over here. And what I would like to do, I want to make her a deed because she is extremely upset with me because she's got it paid for and I can't give her deed.
Oh, bless your heart.
Well, so I would like to take that vacant lot, if possibly, and maybe use it to build another house on or put a mobile home on and sell them as 3 different parcels.
Okay, perfect. Any questions from commissioners? Seeing none, I will turn this over to your district commissioner, Thompson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Obviously, we spoke a little bit before the meeting, so my question to Director Brooks would be, would this rezoning be conducive for him splitting this piece of property into 3 lots, where he'd have his house, the middle lot, and this lady could get her own deed?
Commissioner, I haven't looked at it. I could look at it here, and kind of calculate back in the envelope, but he would just need to have 10,000 minimum square foot lots.
Okay.
And it looks generally like he should be able to do that, but
Okay.
I haven't looked and calculated it out.
Okay. Then yes, I mean, certainly it's been a misunderstanding. We need to correct it. So I have no problems with this. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
We got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Thompson, second by Commissioner Russell. Voting is open. You may change your vote. And voting is closed. That passed 10-0. Mr. Hensley, best of luck to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you.
Next item, please.
Item number 10 is 3-A-26-RZ. It's a request of 1222 Development LLC for rezoning from A agricultural to CR rural commercial. The property is located at 8005 Millertown Pike, parcel ID 051, partial, and it's in the 8th Commission District.
Thank you. Applicant present. Hello.
Hello, good evening. Stephen Clare, Knox County, Tennessee.
Thank you. We have no one signed up in opposition. No one's here. Director Brooks.
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the CR rural commercial zone because it's consistent with the adopted plans in the surrounding area.
Thank you. Mr. Clay, would you like to speak to your project?
I just want to say thank you for hearing this again. We were able to take some time with Commissioner Thompson this month and get the conditions in place that he had requested, and so hopefully those will be good and we can move forward. Thank you.
Do we have any questions? Seeing none, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Thompson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to, Stephen, thank you for being willing to work with me and the surrounding community too. The reason this was delayed is because we're going to rezone, and planning staff had recommended that when we rezone this, I guess the adjoining parcel last year, this section need to actually be commercial. And so in doing so, right next door is Ellistown Market. And Ellistown Market has been there for decades. It's kind of a little staple of that little community. And so we didn't want to have anything commercial go in that would directly compete with and potentially put out of business Ellistown Market. That was one of the things that the community was concerned about when the Dollar General store went across the street. So Steph and I voiced my concerns to him. He said, no, this is great. And then, so when we talk about conditioning our zonings, this is kind of the heart of why we do the things that we do to best serve the future residents, future businesses, but also the existing neighbors as well. So I'll just read the condition in for this because it's a little unique, but this property shall be limited to low-intensity commercial and service-oriented uses compatible with the surrounding area, uses that are primarily characterized by high-frequency, convenient-oriented retail activity, including the sale of fuel or daily household goods for off-site consumption shall not be permitted because that's already served by the adjoining business. All permitted uses shall be developed and operated in a manner consistent with the rural character of the area and shall not create undue traffic, noise, or lighting impacts on surrounding properties. I think that was very generous of Stephen to offer that, but it still leaves a lot of opportunities for other retail, commercial type businesses to certainly take advantage of that area because we need. You talk to anybody in that community, it'd be nice to have a little more commercial out that way, but we don't need more convenience stores. And so I appreciate you doing that. So I'd like to make a motion to approve. Haley?
A motion on the floor by Commissioner Thompson, second by Commissioner Frazier. Open voting, please. You may change your voting. And voting is closed. That passed 10-0. Thank you so much, and best of luck with your project.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next item, please.
Item number 11, 2-E-26-RZ is a request of Masana Investments LLC for rezoning from CA General Business to PR Plan Residential up to 5 dwelling units per acre. The property is located at 7920 and 8014 Asheville Highway, parcel ID 062-164-165 partial in the 8th Commission District.
Thank you. Is the applicant present?
Hey, Scott Davis, P.O. Box 11315, Knoxville, Tennessee 37939.
Thank you. We don't have anyone signed up in opposition. No one is here. Director Brooks?
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the PR Plan Residential Zone up to 5 dwelling units per acre because it's consistent with adopted plans and compatible with the surrounding development.
Perfect. Mr. Davis, would you like to speak to your project?
I just appreciate y'all approving as per MBC staff recommendation.
Thank you. Any questions? I'll turn it over to Commissioner Thompson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Davis, do you understand why, and having this zoning come up is very interesting because the last time we were here, obviously Drew was here before the last couple times. We've postponed this twice. Do you understand why we make certain conditions on zonings? And the reason I'm asking that is because we made conditions on the previous zoning that we heard in February. Drew, would you mind to pull those up? Yeah, number one. Yeah, number one. Okay, so that was one of the conditions that the last approval that we had for you back in February. And one of the conditions on that lot is a 1-level acre lot, which shall be centrally located and accessible to the residents of the property. This is the one in February. Okay, if you go to picture number 2, this is the current, this is the proposed concept plan for that plan that's coming before Planning Commission on Thursday. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because the previous approvals with conditions, can you explain to me why that 1-acre lot is not centrally located, if that was a condition?
And I apologize. I thought we were done with this rezoning from a down zone from CA to PR on Asheville Highway. I apologize, I'm confused.
No, that's fine. We are getting that, but I'm just saying that this sets a precedent of if we set conditions, they're codified in this room. And so the authority of this body is to set a condition that will be met, not to be discarded or ignored, and then send that concept plan on to Planning Commission. So before we approve anything today, I need to make sure that we understand each other, that when we make a condition, it sticks all the way through to Planning Commission. So that 1-acre lot is not centrally located. It's actually up in the far right-hand corner and not accessible to all residents because it's a 14, almost 15-acre lot. So if you go to picture number 3, this actually is a concept with still 100 acres or 100 units. The other plan that you have is 109. This is 100 units, but where the actual 1 acre lot is located in the center and accessible to all residents. It's not a difficult concept to lay out, but it was one of the conditions of the previous approval. So if you go to the next one, now we'll discuss the current request. So this is the overall concept plan that you had approved in February. So if this rezoning is denied, this concept still applies, correct?
To my knowledge, yes. There was 3.7 acres that fronts Asheville Highway that was zoned commercial. And to make it consistent with the rest of the property, we are respectfully requesting it being downzoned, because we could put a gas station there right now. Being downzoned from commercial to residential to make it consistent with all the other property. And yes, sir, to my knowledge, this concept plan was already approved. And what we're asking for today is, if you look at that map in the top far left-hand corner, there was 3.7 acres there that is zoned presently commercial that needed to be rezoned or downzoned to residential to make it consistent. And so that's what I thought we were dealing with today.
Right, well, this is what we're dealing with today. But what we dealt with back in February is now being proposed to Planning Commission on Thursday that doesn't match the conditions we set in February. That's what I have an issue with. So if we're gonna rezone this today, and this is the type design that gets applied, because this rezoning was done before this was done back in like mid 24. This is the type design that we get when there's no additional conditions for green space, trees, a park. You get 230 units with where are the kids gonna play? Where are the seniors gonna walk? Where are the dogs gonna be walked? There's no, in this area, yes, it's in the planned growth area, but you're almost a four-way in on Asheville Highway. We're talking about a community. In developments like this, we don't get community. There's no connectivity of the residents because there's no communal space. They go to a park somewhere else. They drive somewhere else. They do life somewhere else, and then they come home. They don't connect with their neighbors. We've seen this. We just went through an election cycle where there was so much divisiveness because nobody knew each other. And this is very conducive to more of that. I'm not saying this is a bad development. All I'm saying is if we don't intentionally plan for green space, and I know it sounds very tree huggerish for me to say that, but all I'm saying is give a place for somebody to go outside and meet their neighbor. Go have a place for kids to go play without having to go over to Carter Park. If they can't do it inside a 30-something acre, 230 unit development, where else are they going to do it? So I agree that the rest of it's PR. This needs to be PR, okay? But I'm making a condition on that 3 acres. And my condition is this.
I've got a
I'm sorry,
commissioner
go
who'd
ahead.
like to speak, if
Sure,
you
go ahead.
don't care.
Sorry.
Commissioner Jane.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think I'm terribly confused, and by the look on most of the commission's face, we're all terribly confused on this. So this is the zoning of a 3-acre parcel. You're saying that there was a condition placed on the larger 30-acre parcel.
No. I'm saying there was a condition placed on the 14-acre parcel that we heard in February.
Okay.
That's
so
not being followed.
As a whole, there was a condition placed on 14 acres.
Back in February, correct. And that concept plan is going before Planning Commission this Thursday. But it is not aligning with the conditions that we placed on it in
Okay,
February.
but wait, just slow down.
Right.
Please. There was a condition that there to be an acre set aside, centrally located on 14 acres as a whole. Okay, so that condition stays on, but this piece has been sold or is being applied for separate of that 14 acres?
No, they're two separate items. The 14 acres was in February. We're talking about 3 acres right here, part of that larger development. This concept plan here has already been approved aside from our rezoning today. Our rezoning today aligns the 3-acre parcel with the rest of this property. The 14 acres was in February. That's done.
14 acres is done. It has its own condition.
The 14 acres is on Straw Plains Pike.
Correct.
That's the one
Okay,
with all the
so-
trees. That was that discussion.
Where we had to put
With the
8 trees on
trees.
the,
In the small assembly room.
Okay, but this is a 3-acre piece of property on Asheville Highway. I'm still trying to,
What I wanted to
what
point
does
out.
this have to do with that?
It's the same applicant asking for a new rezoning who didn't follow the conditions of the previous rezoning, who taking a concept plan that does not align with the conditions we placed on in February to Planning Commission this Thursday.
Okay, but.
I was just
isn't-
bringing it up because
but-
you're
wait, wait,
asking.
wait. If it has a condition, if the other thing that is not what we're voting on has a condition and that development plan got, I guess, submitted to engineering and public works or planning? So they didn't, if it has a condition, why didn't they accept it as is?
It has a condition, but the concept plan we just showed is not following that condition. But
Okay.
the concept plan is going before Planning Commission
So
this Thursday.
Wouldn't planning commission hear it and say, it had a condition to do this, you didn't do this, therefore we're not going to accept it?
They should, but why did the applicant propose it in the first place? That's what that's all I wanted to get at, is the conditions were there, but they went through the concept plan and are presenting a concept plan that is not consistent with.
Okay. Well,
So-
I don't know the answer. I guess we
Can
should
I-
let the applicant
can I address that?
answer.
do you mind going back? I know we're way off target here, and I apologize to the audience and everybody else, but I would like to have at least an opportunity to explain. Can you please go back to the 14 acres? This has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. We were asked, as a condition, to set aside 1 acre for a park and for that to be centrally located and be availably accessed by the folks in the subdivision. So we put the 1 acre there. When I hear centrally located, that's a fairly broad, arbitrary, gray area. So we thought we were putting it there, which we thought was conducive to everybody. It's next to the other big common area. So really now you have connected almost 3 acres, 2.5 acres there. We thought it made sense to put it there. And you go to the end of the road where the stub out is, it's accessible to everybody. I did not know until today that there was somehow, this wasn't consistent with what the conditions were. I didn't know that until today. I assumed we were meeting the expectations of the condition, which was set aside 1 acre for a park, which we did, centrally locate it, and make it accessible to everybody in the subdivision. I thought that's what we did, but apparently there's disagreement, which I respect, on what we did, but I thought we met the conditions. What that has to do with our zoning today is where I'm struggling. We are simply asking for a down zone from commercial fronting Asheville Highway to planned residential to be consistent with what we've already had approved. What one has to do with the other, I apologize. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've never been more confused on an issue than I am presently, and I'm getting old and I'm easily confused. But this is very confusing to me. While we're talking about this as it relates to a rezoning on a piece of property on Asheville Highway.
Well, looking at that plan, I don't know exactly how it's accessible to everybody because there's no road leading to it.
If you follow the
It's not-
stub out road that goes to the end, the stub out road touches the property. And you
Okay.
can come in through both directions, through both stub out roads. It makes it accessible. There's also an easement there between those lots that could easily be made a walking trail going into the property. So we tried to make it accessible. We tried to make it where you could even drive down there and park at the end of the cul-de-sac and go to the park. We were not trying to in any way be disrespectful and not do what we are asked to do. We tried to make it. And then if you look at the coding, there's a line item number 13, and it says specifically that we will plant 8 trees of this type on the property, which was requested by you.
Right.
And that's on the actual plat, it's on the concept plan. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure how much more, because if you go to the illustration, that one, would that not be considered more of a centrally located 1 acre lot than having it over in the corner? I mean, I'm not trying to, because this is going to go to planning commission tomorrow, but when I think centrally located, you think center. If I'm shooting at a target, if I hit in the upper right-hand corner, I didn't hit the center. That's just the way I interpret it. But anyway, on this zoning, looking at 3 acres, I agree. It needs to be PR to be consistent with the other one. So my rezoning request would be, and I've already sent the wording to Haley, so I'm just going to read it off. I'd like to approve the PR up to 4 dwelling units an acre. But in that 4 acres, and here, I don't care where you put it, in that a level, single lot with a minimum area of 1 acre, no side shall be less than 100 feet. This space shall be established with turf grass and accessible to all residents. There shall be no fewer than 16 2-inch diameter northern red oak trees planted to survive beyond 12 months, spaced no closer than 20 feet. And the reason I did this,
Madam Chair, I'm going to respectfully request that our application be withdrawn today, and please withdraw it from the agenda. And we do not want to have the property rezoned. It's zoned commercial, and we'll continue to use it as commercial. Thank you very much.
He can just use it the way it is. I mean, that was. But he doesn't need that. He's got it. So you just, Next item, please. Wow. Do we need to just do regular? Got it?
Okay.
All right.
We're on item number 12, is 4-J-26-RZ. It's the request of Linda Schoen for rezoning from A agricultural to CN neighborhood commercial. Properties located at 1515 Tipton Station Road, parcel ID 137-059, partial, in the 9th Commission District.
Thank you. Applicant present, hi. If you'll
Hello.
give your name and county residence.
Thank you. It's Linda Schoen. I live at 918 Tipton Station Road in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And we do have 2 people signed up for opposition. So we will let you, first, not Director Brooks, I'm sorry.
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the CN neighborhood commercial zone because it is consistent with the comprehensive plan and changing conditions in the area.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Schoen, you have up to 5 minutes to explain your project.
Thank you. We're looking to plat our full tract located at 1508 Tipton Station Road, which 1515 Tipton Station Road is a portion of. This plat, or excuse me, this tract is actually separated from two pieces by a major collector road, Tipton Station Road. So I've got 0.65 acres zoned ag on the north side, and the remainder of it is mostly zoned CA with a small portion of ag in the back. So it's a split zone tract. Now, we're going to plat this property, and I'm going to cut off this 0.65 acres. If it's left as agricultural, I can still use it for commercial purposes. If you look at the agricultural zone, I could put a pig farm there, I could put chicken raising farm there, I could put a commercial dairy, I could put a portable sawmill, roadside stand, yard sales and rummage sales. But none of those really meet what we think the property should be used for. So we wanted to have it rezoned to neighborhood commercial because we believe that's a friendly kind of zone. And it has more uses that we could benefit the community with, such as a barbershop, a hair salon, a lawyer's office, a whole range of friendly commercial uses. Now, the community has been very concerned about the traffic. Well, there's back out parking right down from my place on both roads. Mr. Elliott from the engineering department has said that there's plenty of sight distance for a driveway. And I believe that there's another tract getting ready to be rezoned eventually that the Department of Engineering has also verified from Sane Lane that there's sight distance in both directions. Traffic is fast on Tipton Station. It's fast everywhere out there in South Knoxville, but everybody's just kind of gotten used to it. I've lived where I've lived now for 32 years and been through this part of Tipton Station every day, and there's been very few accidents. I've pulled out from my property there at 1515 Tipton Station both ways and not had any difficulty. So I really would appreciate it being rezoned neighborhood commercial because I really don't want a pig farm there. I don't want a rabbit farm there or chicken raising farm there. Much rather have something like a barber shop or something that would benefit the community. Thank you.
All right. Our first speaker is Jason Guthrie. Mr. Guthrie, if you'll give your name and county of residence, and you have up to 5 minutes.
I want to ask if possible, we make it a 3-minute extension if we may need it. So I just want to put that out there. First of all, who doesn't like bacon? But let me start by saying, I'm Jason Guthrie, Sane Lane. I've lived in Knox County since 2007. And we want to disagree with these points, and I recognize that the surrounding area may be designated for low-density residential with the planned growth. However, the request for 1515 Tipton Station to be rezoned as neighborhood commercial is kind of inconsistent with the existing development pattern along Tipton Station Road, and it exceeds what's appropriate for this corridor. And some of the confusion is caused by the existing artifact of the CA zoning across the street. That was originally zoned that purpose in the history when there was a low density of populace there for like farmers and such. And the real commercial corridor is actually east of there at Mountain Grove Road, Chapman Highway, that area. That's where the commercial entities exist. And developing a monolith of a commercial entity in that location is not exactly fitting in character of what we're trying to be concerned with the agricultural area in that area. That's one of our major concerns. Let me go on through my notes here for a second. It doesn't meet the requirement for the change conditions to justify rezoning because of the demonstrated growth. There's no corresponding infrastructure improvements to the road itself, to Tipton Station. We've consistently added more residential areas, higher density, and there's no changes. To support that request, we need something like a turning lane, maybe a through lane, and regardless of what engineering is stating, there are definitely visibility concerns, especially when you're considering egress and ingress to that parcel on a Tipton Station Road, as well as if you add those added in, you will have concerns with egress and egress from Newport Springs. I think one of the concerns we have with the change of potentially updating the roads with doing construction is we're not seeing a lot of change infrastructure in, especially in South Knox when it comes to updating roads. I think there was a quote by Ronnie Rochelle that the state recommends paving about 180 miles per year, and we're currently roughly paving 40. According to him, he thinks that's happening at a 100-year cycle now. Based on that math, I think it's more along the lines of 50. Regardless, I want to just focus on the idea that the zoning would, while it falls in line with the RCC, that needs to be reconsidered because, as stated earlier, there's a different view of what is currently Zone CA versus at single residential, and it goes beyond eroding the pattern what we're seeing in South Knox County, which we already previously discussed. And the infrastructure on the roads isn't in place, which correctly assumes that the commercial corridor and contributes to the cumulative effect of changing the character of the area, and the plan would interfere with the ingress and egress of Tipton Station and Newport Springs. And for that reason, I'm going to say I respectfully ask that you deny the request. I'll turn this over to Paul.
Next speaker is Paul Yeager. Mr. Yeager, if you'll give your name and county of residence, you've got up to 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Paul Yeager, Knox County, 7710 St. Lane, actually go past this property every day. The biggest thing that I look at from the perspective is, does it actually fit the neighborhood commercial requirements for development, all that kind of good stuff. There is a blue line stream coming through there. What's the buffer zone? I mean, it's 6/10 of an acre, a little better, 6.5 of an acre. A buffer zone through there. It's going to take a bunch of property out of there for putting anything on. You have setbacks, you have the designs, parking, all those kinds of good things for barber shops and little shops and lawyers' offices and things like that. When you take it bisects the property. So if you take the 50 feet out each side of it for the buffer, as I understand it, there's not much. In fact, it about wipes one section out and doesn't leave much left, particularly when you leave the setbacks from both sides are residential, setbacks on both sides, east and west are residential. The north side of the property is ag. They got another setback depending where the building's put. It just narrows a lot of stuff down. The other question I was thinking about and wondering about is when it comes to the stream, or it comes under Tipton Station, is near where there could be a potential driveway. I'm not sure what the setback rules are for the stream there, and it gets narrow toward the property owner to the west, which is a residential piece of property. Then you get to Newport Springs, and across from that is where Farm South is. And with Farm South for just a second, I want to talk about, that's been kind of a hub for a lot of stuff for way back, from anybody that's the old folks back there. It's part of that commercial area currently. In the 10 years I've lived over there, I've seen 3 different things. Vacant property, an attempt at a small antique shop, vacant property then used as a warehouse for housings and stuff for a heat and air company, and now Farm South for about the last 2.5, almost 3 years. So this is in the 10 years I've seen it, and I hope Farm South is succeeding and does succeed, but that doesn't lead it that it is a catalyst to the next thing down the road. Funny that she mentioned the farm stand. There could actually be a farm stand probably put in there. I see that all over the place, driving around on little areas. So with that, I would question and ask that it be looked at for feasibility, the actual feasibility of something being put on there, taking into consideration on all of the buffer zones and setbacks from that perspective.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Schoen, would you like to respond to anything that you heard?
Yes, thank you. The CA zone has been on this property for over 50 years. It was once a post office. It's been a beauty shop. It's had 5 actual homes on it before used as commercial property. Also, I have currently a building permit for a residence on 1515 Tipton Station, and county codes, the building department, determined that I could meet all the setbacks for residential. I can't move forward with that because it requires 1 acre in the agricultural zone to build a home. So I have no worries at all that I'll be able to meet all the setbacks, including all of the buffer zone of the blue line when I'm able to build anything there. As far as the driveway will not come into the buffer zone. The driveway will be at the edge of the property, and I'll be working with engineering on that to put the driveway exactly where it needs to be. I respectfully request approval of the rezone. Thank you.
All right, do we have any questions? Commissioner Fox?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a number of questions, and first I'd like to invite Director Snowden to speak to the buffer and the blue line, because we had discussed that on the phone a few days ago, and I'd like you just to share your findings with respect to those
Sure.
issues.
Be glad to, Commissioner Fox. Yeah, Commissioner Fox called me last week, and we had a conversation, and I was able to kind of put together some, just a property site map that kind of outlined those buffers. That particular section of stream it's unassessed. That's a term TDEC uses. So based on that, we would assign a 30-foot from top of bank elevation buffer. So you'd have 25 on that side, 35 in the front, 20 on the side, and then 25 in the rear. Kind of lining those out around the property, that does yield about a 5,000 square foot area that you could build a structure. And obviously the parking can intrude into those setbacks. It can't get, within a certain distance, but it can intrude into those setbacks as well. So based on my analysis, that would kind of be, it does appear, and we did look briefly at the line of sight like Ms. Shawn talked about. It looks like it might be a little close looking back to the east, but we think she does have it, and obviously looking to the east or to the west, the line of sight is extremely good. It is a unique intersection there, the way the horizontal curve is, but with planning with our office, we believe that a safe access point can be located at this location.
Thank you, Director Snowden. And now I have a question for Vice Chair Frazier, because you are so well versed in advanced Knox and land use. This particular tract is within the RCC land use, and so what can you expound upon that?
I'm not quite as well versed as our staff is, I will say that. Oh, sure.
Well, maybe Director Brooks could answer that for us first.
Well, I'm sure she has the rural crossroads commercial. You've got the same thing I'm holding in my hands. Yes, it's appropriate for small commercial nodes occurring at intersections within rural areas. These places provide rural communities with goods and services that meet day-to-day agricultural needs. These areas may feature multiple small buildings clustered in a walkable pattern. Crossroads are typically located at or within 400 feet of the intersection or of arterial or collector roads. These areas may or may not have a connected street pattern.
Okay. I do have a question for Director Brooks. I mean, when your staff, if you can recall, when your staff put this together and proposed it, but what was the thinking about why this would be an appropriate parcel for rural crossroads commercial?
Well, Commissioner, it is in the RCC place type.
Yeah.
And so that's the first thing we look at is our plan and whether or not the request would comply with the plan. And so that's how we evaluate it.
Okay.
And it is at that crossroads.
All right, I have a question for Mr. Guthrie, if you don't mind. So both the Planning Commission, the County Commission, and the staff have found this to be an appropriate parcel for commercial activity, okay? And so I guess I'm asking you to explain, in light of all that has happened, well, for instance, did you oppose the RCC land use during advanced Knox? Did you
I
talk?
wasn't aware of it.
Okay. I'm just really trying to get down to bedrock as far as why the community is opposed to this. And we met. I go to South Doyle Neighborhood Association almost every month.
Sure.
And I said very candidly that I have historically supported commercial development in South Knox County. I've historically opposed residential development, high density anyways, not low density, but I've been a strong advocate for commercial development when the land use is appropriate for that type of development. And so I really don't understand why people would oppose, a hair salon where there's, infrequent traffic. This is not a Walmart. You don't have traffic going in and out. You have, every half hour or every hour you have somebody coming in and out, a couple cars an hour kind of thing. And I just don't understand why people are adamantly opposed to this. I know that there are some hard feelings in the neighborhood, and so I'm wondering, are these hard feelings spilling over from other issues onto this particular request?
I don't believe so. To your point, I do understand that, when we say community, there's some different opinions happening, but I feel like the bigger picture here, and the biggest obstacle we see is that with the amount of improvements to land and growth in land, there have not been any infrastructure improvements to the roads themselves. So we have to be very careful when we do these kind of updates because it starts to erode the character. And noting how much that's occurring, we have to keep a strong focus on that. Do I believe there could be a business place there? I think it's possible, but I think that if that were to happen, I feel like Tipton Station would need to be moved to where the blind area would be, and it also straighten out the intersection where it's no longer has crazy distinct character that it has now to allow more safe visibility, and it would fit more of that character. So maybe that road could be allowed to have a turning lane, maybe a straight pass-through lane, and then shift the intersection down further. Maybe have some of that road be shifted down to the south parcel, which would then give more room to the north parcel. Things like that could help. And if there's a definite plan for business, of course I don't see a problem with that. I do have an issue with people acquiring and rezoning just to resell and just have people come through and build whatever lots that are there, because that's not really involving your community to have a say in that. So those are my primary concerns, at least from the community standpoint.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Ms. Schoen, do you have any statements in light of the discussion that we've had so far?
No, sir, I can't offer anything else. I believe that this is a proper parcel to be zoned commercial for a very limited use. If you look at in the neighborhood commercial zone, you have to put trees up, you have to make it beautiful. And the lot right now can use a lot of beautification, frankly. I mean, we've tried to keep it mowed. My next door neighbor mows it for us, and we keep it bush hogged across the street. So the neighborhood commercial is very limited commercial use. It's very limited, even more limited than the agricultural commercial uses that I cited to you out of the agricultural code. So we're reducing the zoning, in my opinion. We're kind of down zoning, really, because you can't put anything major there. So no, I don't have anything else to offer other than just request that you approve the zoning.
Do you, you said that somebody had requested that you pursue this, like somebody actually wants to open up a hair salon on this spot?
Well, I said that it has been discussed with me about a hair salon, yes. I said that it has been discussed with me. I'm not selling the property. I don't intend to sell it. I may have to sell it. Another reason for the replat is because I don't want all the property tied up with the bank. And when you go to get a loan with the bank, they want all your property that's on the tract. So I'm cutting this off and keeping the rest of it, hopefully, as one parcel, so that when the time comes to put the hair salon in, or the barbershop in, or the lawyer's office, whatever it might be, that we could borrow against that plat, that particular tract.
Okay.
But no, I don't have anyone lined up ready to go on it. No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Schoen.
Thank you.
Commissioner Frazier?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll tell you where I'm struggling a little bit is that the CN zone is partially related to the rural crossroads commercial place type. And so when you look at the additional review criteria for zoning amendments where they are partially related, I'm not in full agreement that the additional requirements have been met. The proposed zoning district is consistent with the secondary use. The proposed zoning district is compatible with the current zoning of adjacent sites. The proposed zoning district is directly related to a place site that is adjacent to the subject site. So that's where I'm hung up on this. I understand that we do want more commercial nodes in these rural areas, but the properties adjacent, it doesn't convince me that the review criteria for a partially related zone have been met.
Can I make one comment on that, please? If you look at the place type of, or the zone available to me, the directly related zone is rural commercial zone. That's directly related on the zones available. But that was not available to me because you're required to have 1 acre. I do not have 1 acre. So I could not obtain a directly related zone.
Commissioner Hill?
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Fox, I took a field trip this weekend and drove about four or five swipes in that area. And I will be first to admit, I don't live in that area. I don't know the history with the neighbors. I don't know all of that. But just driving through, I thought that little, I looked at it and I thought, oh, what a great place this would be to have a little, I don't know what, because there's not going to be much room to put much of anything. So there's no worry with, I don't believe anything that's going to be huge, that's going to draw tons of traffic or anything like that. There's just not room for it. But I did think this would be a good little place to have some kind of a community-related business. And again, that was just my impression looking at the overall area. And then I come home and much to my surprise, see that across the streets is on CA. I'm like, oh my goodness. I can't, I'm a little bit surprised that the area we're talking about asking for rezoning isn't that. So that was just my my observations as someone just driving through and looking at the area.
All right, seeing no more questions, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Fox.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This, out of all the controversial zonings that have come through District 9 since I've been sitting in it, this is the hardest one for me because I hear the community and I understand there are reservations about it, but to me, all the boxes have been checked. And I move that this be adopted. And I'll say this too, number two, commercial brings revenue to the county. It does not bring more children to the schools. It does not bring more traffic. There's traffic already in existence. You don't bring new residents. You don't bring new infrastructure. And so I just, from, kind of a low-density development advocate that I am, it jives with this. It dovetails with that. And so I hear the community response. I'm sorry. I think I'm constrained to make a motion that this application for rezoning be adopted because it is consistent with the land use plan and it is in the planned growth area.
I've got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Fox and a second by Commissioner Jackson. Open voting, please. And you may change your vote. And voting is closed. That passed 8 yes, 2 no. Thompson and Frazier. Ms. Schoen, best of luck with your project.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all of your service.
Next item, please.
Item number 13 is 4-K-26-RZ. It's a request of Eric White for rezoning from EC Employment Center to LI Light Industrial. The property is located at 8822 Valgrove Road, parcel ID 138-27406 in the 9th Commission District.
Thank you. Are you Mr. White?
Yes, ma'am.
If you'll give your name and county of residence, please.
Eric White, Sevier County.
Thank you. And we had no one signed up in opposition, no one here. Director Brooks?
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the LI Light Industrial Zone because it's consistent with adopted plans and compatible with the industrial character of the area.
Thank you. Mr. White, would you like to speak to your project? Tell
Yes.
us a little bit about it.
Yes, we just requesting to do light industrial so we can use the property as a commercial lay-down yard.
Say that one more time.
We're just requesting to go to light industrial so it can fit. We like to use the property as a commercial lay-down yard.
Okay. A lay-down yard?
Yeah, just commercial storage, you know, basically, we don't need a building, we're just gonna store trucks on there, so.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. All right. Any questions? Seeing none, I will turn it over to Commissioner Fox.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, and just for everybody's information, this is already an industrial area. This is kind of adjacent to what used to be the Camel Tent Factory, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, and so there's already a lot of industrial usage, and so because it is consistent with the Knox County plan, I move that this rezoning application be adopted.
All right, I got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Fox and a second by Commissioner Durrett. And open voting, please. You may change your vote. Voting is closed, and that passed 10-0. Congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roden is not here, is he? Okay, I think we got to him in time to let him know about the deferral, but I just want to give him a chance if he was here. Now we will go back to the ones that were not here earlier.
The first one was item number 1. It's 12-D-25-RZ, request of Carla Gorley.
Is Ms. Gorley here? All right. I am going to make a motion to decline because she has not, I think this is her second time I'm not showing up. So I've got a motion on the floor from Commissioner Oster, second by Commissioner Frazier, and open voting. You may change your vote. Voting is closed, and that passed 10-0. All right, number 3, I think.
Item 3 was
Number 2 was
4-U-26-RZ, and it's a request of Natalia Efremenko.
All right, is Miss Natalia here? All right, I will turn that over to Commissioner Jackson.
I make a motion to defer for 30 days.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Jackson, second by Commissioner Thompson. Open voting, please. You may change your vote. And voting is closed, and that passed 10-0. Next, item number 5.
Item 5 is 4-R-26-RZ. It's a request of Ralph Smith, PLS.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Smith.
Hello.
You'll give your name and county of residence, please.
Ralph Smith, Knox County.
All right. We had nobody signed up in opposition. No one's here. Director Brooks?
Planning Commission recommends that County Commission approve the RA low density residential because it is consistent with the Knox County Comprehensive Plan and will bring the property into compliance with the zoning
Thank you.
code.
Would you like to speak to your project, Mr. Smith?
My client wants to rezone from ag to RA so that we can build a different house, build a separate house on that same lot. We've got sewer available in the area, and so it should be an easy build.
Okay. Just one additional house?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Hill.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Smith.
Hello.
I'm familiar with this property and feel like this motion is, or this recommendation is appropriate, and I'd like to make the motion as recommended by Planning Commission.
We've got a motion on the floor by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Thompson. Open voting, please. You may change your vote. Commissioner Jay? And voting is closed. And it passed 10-0, and good luck, Mr. Smith.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, Commissioners, we do not have any zoning appeals, amendments. We don't have anybody signed up for public forum. Do we have any other business? Commissioner Lee?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just like to make a public service announcement. Haven't recently been over most of the county. And I would like to say, in the event of an emergency, like a fire or needing an ambulance, that so many people do not have their house labeled. And so if you need a ambulance and seconds, minutes matter, you need to have numbers that they can find you, or a fire. And that's all I'm wanting to say, is just admonish everyone to have their house numbers labeled on the front of their property if they want emergency services. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? And a motion by Commissioner Frazier, second by Commissioner Durrett. Voting is open. And we are adjourned.